everyone, and good evening to those back home in Australia. Thanks to Usman Khawaja, 71 today, as Australia made 313 in the first innings thus far. If you have a question for Usman, let me know, and we'll get this conference underway as soon as possible. We'll start with Russell Gould.
Oh, Usman, there were times during the innings you were batting with a smile on your face, but I can imagine you
recording in progress.
Just how hard was it, and how hard is it going to get going forward in the game?
No, the smile on the face was because it was so hard. When it's not hard and you expect you to score along, trying to get into the game, you're actually probably not probably concentrating a bit more. I was just laughing because of what the balls were doing and everything that was going on. For me, it was quite funny. It's not kind of wickets you play on, kind of the wickets you practice on back home and think, yeah, probably never going to get wickets like that. But I was just enjoying the challenge out there. There's not much other than you can do than have your areas that try to score runs, and there's going to be balls that do some random stuff, and you just got to laugh it off. So that's pretty much it.
Mel.
Thanks. Sorry, that all froze a bit for me then. So hopefully you can still hear me, Uzi. Look, I have to ask. Sorry, but what was the chatter like between you and Steve Smith after that run out yesterday when you got back? Because he looked pretty annoyed as he went off. Yeah,
he did look annoyed. No, there's nothing really to report. I'm not really sure exactly what you're asking.
I just wondered, what the reaction was, because it seemed like it was a bit of a...
Sorry, you just broke up.
Sorry, we lost you again, Mel. Well, we'll try to go to Louis in the meantime, shall we? Louis? Anyone hear me?
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, it all froze for me again, so I didn't actually hear any of that.
Yeah. You ask your question again, Mel. Sorry about that. We've got to pour into
that. That's okay. No, it's just wondering, discussed about the mix-up, because it was sort of like, it was a bit of a moment of yesterday, and then you were able to put that behind.
There's not really too much to it. I mean, we're both professional cricketers. Stuff that you don't plan happens, and you just move on, you push on. You're always just looking into the future. If you dwell into the past, then it doesn't really help anyone or anything. So there's not really too much to report, if I'm being honest.
And just I wanted to ask a question about Cameron Green, if I could. Just if you could give us your impression of just how quickly he's learning things, and what you made of how he batted there today after it could have easily have sort of collapsed kind of quickly.
He batted beautifully. It took a lot of courage the way he batted, and came out and played the sweep shot straight away, and it's not easy out there. That wicket's extremely tough, one of the toughest wickets I've played on. So the way he came out and batted was credit to Greenie. I just kept trying to help him throughout his innings, just trying to give him the right sort of messaging to keep him going to what I thought was the right play on the wicket, and most of it was just about intent. And then he's the one who has to actually do it and be able to do it. And he was doing it beautifully. He was executing beautifully. He was coming down the deck. He was sweeping. He was going back into his crease. Where his game is at right now for a young early 20-year-old kid. It's great to see. It's well beyond, I guess, where even like a lot of us players were in the subcontinent at 20. But that's great, and that's all the things that sort of we've learned at myself, Smithy, Davey, a lot of the senior batsmen around the group. It's actually nice to see that sort of knowledge being passed on to the guys, and them taking it up at a younger age, and something we didn't really have playing in the subcontinent, because people were still trying to find their feet. With the sort of wickets we get now and competing on those wickets, we really struggled. So credit to them. It's been awesome to watch.
Thanks.
Louis.
Hi, Usman. The connection's not great, so apologies if you covered this in what you just said there. But I think as it stands, this is the fastest you guys have scored in Asia in just about 20 years. What's behind that, Usman? Is it just the conditions?
Oh, the conditions, the wicket. If you try to block on that wicket too often, it's almost, good night. So it's I don't know if you guys can see it watching the game, but my God, that wicket is just ragging. It's day one yesterday, it was unbelievable. Day two today, the guys have batted extremely well to get 300. I was laughing, I was joking around with the boys, saying I think we scored, was it 230 or 40 last time we were here for the whole game. So we were one step up on that one. So it's credit to the guys, the way they've batted, the plans we've had. I think that the wicket just sort of dictates. The game moves so quickly in Galle. You can lose wickets like that in clumps, and you actually score quickly too. But you have to, be able to execute that. So it's just the way the wicket plays, and the way the games have always been played out here.
And just on Green and Alex Carey as well. I mean, is that the most kind of faith you've had in a lower order in an Australian Test team? To the one you've got at the moment.
I guess it's not sort of faith. It's more the way the guys have played, how we talk about the game and playing in the subcontinent's changed a lot over since I started playing for the Australian cricket team. I think we've learnt from our mistakes. I think guys are more trusting of their plans and able to adapt to different situations in bowling and bat very differently than the way we do in Australia. And I think when you see that and you see someone like Carey come in and sweep, even me as a youngster, the amount of times growing up I got told not to sweep the ball in Australia, just every second coach telling me not to do it. But like Kez and myself, it's a very natural shot, and Kez exploits it as well as anyone. Even Greeny doing it right now, the amount of times I've heard people say, "Oh, you're a tall bloke, just hit down the ground." It's just the biggest bullcrap in the world. If a player has the ability to sweep, whether he's 6'7" or 5'5", it doesn't really matter. It's still a shot in your repertoire. It's actually even more potent when a taller person does it, as we've seen Matthew Hayden do in the past. So I think the mindset and the way we approach, in terms of how we're going to go along, has changed a lot over the last 10 years, and I think we're sort of reaping a little bit of the benefits of that now. And at the end of the day, you can have this mindset and go out and still not perform, but we also know that if we do this consistently for long enough and play the way we know we can play, that we will get good results in the subcontinent.
I think we just lost the map. I'm going to go onto my phone.
Should have just told me to stop.
I literally think we just lost it.
We got one more. If this keeps cutting out, we just got to cut it. This is getting good.
We've got you.
I don't know where I stopped. I don't think I can rant and do all that again, so you might need to move on to the next question. No. I think we're done here, Cole. I think this is game over.
Just give us one more shot.